This will probably be your least favorite section in the whole chapter.
I didn't like the first 5 sections. I finally liked last section. I know I'm gonna really not like this one. Actually, the first one wasn't bad because that was just graphic.
They're just kind of annoying, I guess. I don't know. I don't like these formulas. There's too many of them to keep up with. Just being honest. So.
We have a lot of formulas to keep up with, though.
Which is why we have cheat sheets.
I didn't say this stuff was going on the cheat sheet.
Bro, you gotta remember. Did you just call her bro? You're not disrespectful.
I did not say bro.
Doesn't like you.
All right. Find the exact value of the expression.
Wait, you got your grade for that?
No, I'm just assuming that it was probably a B. I'm hoping for a C.
For the tangent of 112.5 degrees. So I'm trying to figure out what the angle that's given to me, what that is half of. So if I doubled that angle, what would it be? 225. So I'm looking for the tangent, that is the tangent of half of 225. Turn this off before it starts trying to solve things for me. So the formula for the half angle of tangent, there's 2 different ways we can do it. It doesn't matter which one you pick. But 1 minus the cosine of 225 over the sine of 225. So what is the cosine of 225?
And my report card, and I actually got it signed.
Why is it not?
It's all one pile.
Square root 212.
Yes. So this was 1 minus, so this is going to be plus now, root 2 over 2 over the sine of 225.
Negative root 2 over 2.
Yep, negative root 2 over 2. So I need a common denominator on top. So that's going to give me 2 plus root 2 over 2 all over negative root 2 over 2. And yet again, Shepard's not in here to say his famous phrase. Keep, change, flip at this point. And so we have 2 plus root 2 over 2 times negative 2 over root 2. The 2's cancel. Cancel them in red. So that gives me 2 plus root 2 over negative root 2. What would I need to do?
Multiply by root 2 over root 2.
Yep.
Over root 2.
Yep, just root 2 over 2. Or I mean root 2 over root 2. There we go. So then on the bottom, that's just going to give me a negative 2. On the top, I'm going to have 2 root 2 plus 2 over negative 2. I can factor out a 2. So 2 times root 2 plus 1 over negative 2. 2's cancel. So my final answer is negative parentheses root 2 plus 1. Now, if I had used the other formula, might have been a little bit better, but unfortunately, they're all just kind of like this.
That problem's got way too much space.
Yeah.
Let's take it easy.
Now, if you also instead, or you wrote it like this, negative root 2 minus 1, this would also be totally fine. So either of these would be acceptable answers for this, or flip the numbers, 1 plus root 2 times the negative, As long as you have that general looking thing, you're fine.
Okay.
All right. 6.
Where's Daniel? He hasn't been here already.
They're doing I think their sports physicals for
Oh.
this morning. The cosine of negative 75 degrees. So what is that half of?
150.
150, specifically negative 150. Now, I can't work with negative angles. Well, I can, but they get more confusing. So what do you think I might need to do?
And 60.
Add 360. So this is going to be the cosine of, I forgot a key thing here. This needs half of that.
Okay, I was about to say.
Half of 210 now. And so then I am looking at the, let's see, you should have it in your
How did that
notes.
just put down to? Oh, because you got
Add 360. Boom. Bang. It's plus or minus the square root of 1 cosine 210 over 2.
Okay, but it's not plus or minus. We have to determine if it's positive or negative. So we need to determine where a over 2 is. So where is negative 75?
Negative 75 is first quadrant negative, opposite down over here 4. Because it's reflected if it's negative.
Oh, your whole process just confused me, but yes, okay. It's on the right-hand side, so cosine is what on the right-hand side of the graph?
Cosine is
Positive, so this is going to be positive here.
Oh yeah.
Square root of 1 plus the cosine of 210 over 2. Is that right? Yes. What's the cosine of 210?
Negative square root of 3 over 2.
Oh, here it is.
I didn't take that.
Shepherd.
Now, I'm going to tell you, once I know that this is positive, I don't keep rewriting the positive, but I do want you to write it initially so that I know you, took the time to think about if it's supposed to be positive or negative. Obviously, if it's negative, it's got to carry all the way down. Positive's just understood from here on out that that's the case. So, this is the square root of 2 minus root 3 over 2, all divided by 2. This is where Shepard tries to say something that's not quite the right phrasing. But anyways, so when I'm dividing by a whole number, it's the same as multiplying by 1 over that. So this is the square root of 2 minus root 3 over 2 times 1/2. So what does that give me on the bottom?
Common denominator of 4.
Multiply it, not common denominator, because we're multiplying. But anyways, so this is the square root of 2 minus root 3 over 4. Remember, rules of radicals, I can split top and bottom. What's the square root of 4?
2.
2.
I got scared for a second. I thought it was wrong.
So on top, I'll have the square root of 2 minus root 3. On the bottom, it's just 4. So the radical is only on top in our final answer.
Why wouldn't it not be
Sorry, 2.
2? Okay.
I don't like that.
You're right, I don't like this.
Why not?
And again, all of our answers for tangent are going to look something like that. All of our ones for sine and cosine will look something like that. So, kind of be your clue as to if you did it right, if your answer looks something similar in nature. It also, the other option could be a root 2. Okay, obviously we could have that. So instead of a root 3, it could be a root 2 because of the 45 degree ones. So just be aware that your answer should look something relatively similar to that.
Well, these 2 square roots, that's might be there's a root inside of a root.
No. I don't like we're doing anything with it yet.
All right. The sine of 5 pi over 12.
Over 12. Okay.
Multiply by 1.
Then you gotta take. See? Well, you could turn it into degrees.
Does this
That's
need
exactly
to be
what
degrees?
Ryan just said to do. What?
Oh.
This needs to be in degrees, like you can't find it in radians.
You can, but I would say it's going to be a struggle.
Okay.
So I would recommend, because we would be finding basically, I mean, in a sense, it might not be that bad because technically you're just doubling. This is half of an angle. So technically speaking, you're just doubling it. But they could get a little confusing at times, so I would just convert them to degrees. There's nothing wrong with converting them. If you are satisfied with radians and want to leave it in radians, that's fine. But
Okay.
75 degrees. Because 12 is
I'm going to trust Zach's judgment on this one. Hope he's right.
1. Wait. Let's be cautious.
So I'm looking at the sine of 75 degrees. So that's the half angle of what?
45. No. 35.
150.
Oh.
Yep.
So,
I have a question.
I was like, are you already done?
Is this cosecant raised
Oh.
to the power of x, or is it
No, it's supposed to be cosecant squared of x. I forgot to fix it on yours.
cosecant squared x?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found that too.
Good job.
I was trying to figure out how you were on number 6 while I was on number 2.
Well, smart. Well, I got a 74 and you didn't.
Okay.
All right. The sine of 75, where would that be?
Sine.
Third quadrant. One.
Right
Oh.
now.
So you're
Ah.
75 degrees is right
What
here.
did I just do?
And it's positive.
Okay, it would be positive. That's what I was going for. So, it's positive here. The square root of 1 minus the cosine of 150 over 2. What is the cosine of 150?
Negative square root of 3 over 2.
I feel like we just did this. Nope, just similar.
I think there's only going to be more 2's again.
Cosine of 150.
But the cosine of 150 is negative. It was minus the cosine of that, so that means this is positive.
So it's 1 plus root 3 over 2.
So this is going to then be 2 plus root 3 over 2 times 1/2. I'm just basically saving a step. I got a common denominator, and then I multiplied by 1/2. Since I was dividing by 2.
Okay. So
That's the square root of 2 plus root 3 over 4. And so then that is the square root of 2 plus root 3 over 2.
what we're doing, so we're taking the root 3 divided over 2 and then just taking it out and multiplying the whole thing by it to get the 2 plus root 3 over 4. Okay, let me just ask, what is happening with the
Got it.
2 that's coming out of root 3 at the top?
Right here,
One more up. So, yes, you have root
I got a
3.
common denominator,
Okay.
which is 2 over 2, plus root 3 over 2, which is just 2 plus root 3 over 2. It was all being divided by 2, so I multiplied it by 1/2. I just skipped a step that I did up here, so it's not so long.
Oh, okay. Plus.
But again, all these answers are going to look pretty much like this.
I think that's really something I found.
Yeah.
I think that was my mention. But whether it's because it's a blank divided by 2. Yeah. You serious? That's nasty because you've worn it. So you knew it wasn't yours.
9
I
tangent
think it's mine.
of negative 5 pi over, not 4, 8. I would find the coterminal first.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, you can do it either way. It doesn't really gonna matter, but I would do coterminal first. How do I find the coterminal of a radian?
Coterminal, you add 2 pi
Add 2 pi.
until you get a positive.
So that would be 16 pi over 8. Not equals, plus. So what would that be? 11 pi over 8. Now we can use Ryan's method and convert.
Doesn't it give you the same answer though?
No.
I just said that. I just said I would do this first.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be a leader one. What's 11 times 45?
Really, it wouldn't give you an answer for that. That's kind of disappointing. The one time we actually won it.
What? Divided by 8.
I really don't like this one. Oh, but it's the half. But that's way that so it's not at all.
Yes, it does.
No, it does, because you're gonna
You get a
multiply it
whole
by 2.
I know,
And then you're
but-
gonna take a half.
So it's tangent of
That's still the one.
247.5, and then it equals tangent half of 14, 15.
Hang on, just thinking.
595.
Yeah, 490.
Hey. Wait.
I mean, if you wanna use the wrong numbers.
No, it's
that-
495.
Wait, yes, I do. Did she say she got a
What?
copy? Look at, you multiply by 2 over 1.
Yes.
2 over 1.
Multiply by 2 over 1.
So it would be
Just today's the 18th.
No, it is. No, today's the 19th. Yes, sir.
Today's the 18th.
Today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey comes back today. But Paul George out for season.
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid.
Really?
Yeah, he
Which
just got
was the
announced
guy that
yesterday.
broke his pinky?
Oh, he's out for season 2. De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, what did y'all say this is?
490.
It should equal tangent half of 495. Which our tangent formula is.
What? But where is that?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
Alright.
That's why I thought it was wrong.
Goes around.
Well,
Let's just go around an extra time.
Can we
goes
subtract
around.
360 from that?
And it's positive.
That's why I was looking to see if they had like a rule about that because I've never actually seen one that went like that before. So
that
is-
odd number.
It's
Huh?
positive.
But is it okay, cause we'll be dividing by 2 anyway?
That makes it
I mean, yeah, it'll be fine. I would just say,
160.
yeah, look for like the code. Now
135.
130.
we would need the
135
coterminal
right
angle of
here.
that.
And it's positive. So it would be positive because it goes and ends in a positive. Wait, but it would make the tangent only never mind. What?
That's minus 360, right?
Yeah, 360 is 130.
Did I turn the thingy off? I think I turned it off. Okay, let's just try that because this is weird. All right, which tangent formula do we want to use?
The only one we have.
There's two.
Do you like
1 minus
better than
cosine of A
that?
over sine of A.
It probably really doesn't matter. Which one do you want to use, Zach?
1 minus cosine of A over sine of A.
So the same one I used earlier.
This stuff seems familiar.
Because if we do this, we can use our unit circle, and I know how to use my unit circle.
You do realize that both formulas would allow you to use the unit circle, right? The other one is just sine over 1 plus cosine.
Alright.
All right, what's the cosine of 135?
Cosine 135x
Negative
is
square root of
negative
2
square
over
root of
Yeah, that.
root 2 over 2, Mason.
Sine of 135.
Root 2 over
Root 2
2.
over 2.
So I'm going to have 2 minus root 2 over 2, all divided by root 2 over 2. Keep change flip. 2 minus root 2 over 2 times 2 over root 2.
So,
Shouldn't it be
Twos
positive
cancel.
root 2 over 2? I thought, because we're minusing negative root 2 over 2.
keep change flip, buddy.
No, at the very top, because cosine of 135 is negative root 2 over 2.
Yes.
It should be
My
positive.
brother was like watching kids eat just
So then we've got 2 plus root 2 over root 2. What do I need to do?
Multiply it by root 2 over root 2.
So then I get 2 root 2 plus 2 over 2. Factor out the 2. So I get root 2 plus 1.
May you scroll up.
gosh, I hate this number so much.
Why were you talking? If you didn't have it.
I wasn't talking. Mason said something, and then you changed it, and then you turned the 1 into a 2.
I did not turn the 1 into a 2 after he said something. I just changed it to positive because this was negative
Oh,
2
yeah.
root 2.
So that would be positive there, and then you multiply root 2 with 2, and I would make it 2 instead of 1. Yeah, I'm right there, and then she gets a 2 there.
You know what we're talking about.
I know.
There you go.
Yes, I do.
Alright, we'll just do it.
What's the final answer?
I got it right.
Where does the plus 1 come in?
Because you're taking out.
Factored out a 2.
2.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I didn't get a 74 in my last math
Oh, it
test.
got worse. Keep on.
All right. Next thing, find the exact values of sine of A over 2, cosine of A over 2, and tangent of A over 2. So what they do is they give us, it'll say cosine of A is equal to 4 over 5. And then they say 0 is less than A is less than pi over 2. So this will be similar to the ones we did with 14.6 yesterday, where you have to set up the triangle, but it won't be the same triangle for every problem. So just be aware of that.
Okay. Which
So where's this?
first
Quadrant 1. It's cosine, so that means that this is 4, this is 5. What is this side then? 3.
adjacent hypotenuse would be 4.
So I want to find all of my trig functions here. I don't really need tangent, I guess, technically, because tangent's on any of my formulas, but I'm going to write it anyways. So cosine of A was 4 over 5. That was given. What's the sine of A?
3 over
3
5.
over 5.
And what's tangent of A?
3 over 4.
3 over 4.
So I'm going to use these things to find these 3 exact values for the half angles. So what's the formula for the sine of a over 2?
Side of a over 2 would be plus or minus. Is this the half angle formulas?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'd be plus or minus root 1 plus cosine of
It's
a.
not going to be plus or minus.
We gotta figure out if it's positive or negative.
What would
That
this
root
one
is
be?
throwing me off.
It is positive.
It would be
This
positive.
one's positive because of where it is.
Where does cosine of that occur? It's positive. Positive.
So 1 minus the cosine of a, which is 4 over 5, over 2. So getting a common denominator, I'm going to work sideways on these ones just because I have to do multiple things and I need to be able to see my triangle. So this is the square root of 5 minus 4 over 5 over 2. So that's the square root of 1/5 times 1/2, which is the square root of 1 over 10. When I rationalize that, what do I get?
Which Daniel's here to tell me?
She's here to tell you.
Oh, just gotta wait longer.
1
You said
And then you have to multiply it with, okay.
Why would
Hold on.
there is.
How do I rationalize something?
Multiply it by the root 10.
The
So you get
tree.
10 root 10 over 10.
Just root 10 over 10.
Yes.
So that's the sine of a over 2.
That's only one.
Cosine of a over 2. What's the formula for that?
Cosine of a. Positive root 1 plus cosine a over 2.
So that would be 1 plus 4 over 5 all over 2.
Positive root.
So that would be the square root of 5 plus 4 over 5 all over 2. Or the square root of 9 over 5 times 1/2. So the square root of 9 over 10. I can split that radical top and bottom. Square root of 9 is 3 over root 10. Rationalize 3 root 10 over 10. Tangent of a over 2. I want you to use the one with, it doesn't matter actually. You pick.
1 minus cosine of a over sine
Okay, so 1 minus 4 over 5 over 3 over 5. So that would be 5 minus 4 over 5 all over 3 over 5. So it would be 1/5 times 5 over 3, 1/3. So with these ones, you might actually like tangent more. With the first ones we did, you probably like tangent the least.
a. It makes sense now, Ryan.
Okay.
You see how it says 1 minus 4 over 5 over 3 over 5? And then you get 5 minus 4? Yeah. It's because 1 equals 5 over 5. I don't know why that wasn't clicking for me for the first couple ones. I was like so confused.
Common denominator every time.
But like when you said that, I was thinking like something else for some reason. So it would be 5. And that's what. And then it's 3 divided by 5, and it's a keep changing.
All right, that's all with half angles. We'll do double angles tomorrow. So I'm going to give you your half angle problems, which you need to do for tomorrow.
I need more paper.
I was gonna ask you.
Service room, so
Hey, Jeannie.
3,
Just looking at you.
5, 7, and 13.
14.7.
So in the first ones, there's one of each, sine, cosine, and tangent, and then the one like we just did. Tomorrow we'll do double angles with a similar thing to what we just did in number 12, but it'll be for double angles. We'll be solving like sine of 2a, cosine of 2a, tangent of 2a. And then there's a few problems kind of like what we did initially with them, and then we'll be done with this section.
Yeah.
Quiz on Friday on 14.6 and 14.7.
And that means trig would be done?
Yes, until the exam.
Until exam. Like, that's, I can worry about that
Okay,
later.
fine.
Oh, we're
I
gonna